Hi, good afternoon, everyone. We're Team Libbie, and we're here to empower smarter labs with hands-free information and hassle-free administration.
Let's look at the day in the life of a researcher. Smarth, I'm looking for sodium chloride and I can't find it.
Oh, I forgot to tell you, it's finished. But don't worry, I've already ordered the new batch. I'm really not sure when it'll be here.
Never mind. Now I'm looking for 10 cloning kits. Can you help me?
Can it hold on? I don't think we have the money for it, and the accounts aren't updated yet. But didn't we buy this last week?
It was 3 months ago and they're all already expired. Like you just saw, research labs involve a lot of administrative duties. Research labs involve extensive multitasking, from planning an experiment to executing the experiment, while conforming to the lab's safety protocols and performing the administrative duties. So Smarth and I spoke to around 45 research personnel to understand the problems that researchers face, and we understand that research labs have to extensively multitask and there is very limited workflow automation. Research labs are inventory-intense environments, but this inventory is grossly mismanaged and leads to loss, wastage, and expiration of chemicals. Research labs, as you may expect, have the most sophisticated research equipment, but they're often mismanaged by a pen and paper equipment booking system. So today, there is no holistic digital solution that can capture, aggregate, and simplify scientific administrative tasks. Our most conservative estimates suggest that this corresponds to a loss of $35,000 of lost productivity for every lab per annum, and it affects the researcher, the lab manager, and the principal investigator. And here we are presenting Libbie, a voice-enabled, AI-powered lab manager, bringing together 4 core functionalities: inventory management, booking system, progress tracking, and analytics. With the voice-enabled inventory management system, we are able to receive a new order a new chemical, look for a chemical when you need them, and log consumption. The booking system, which is again voice-enabled, helps you know who's using a machine, when it is available for use, and how long the machine is being used. Libbie has a unique speech-to-text transcription module that enables you to log your observations in the lab on the go and even transcribe meetings and then retrieve the data when you need most. Lastly, all the conversations that you have with Libbie are going to be converted into valuable insights and analytics, which helps the lab optimize lab expenses and streamline lab information. So Libbie is available over 3 platforms: a voice-enabled interface, a mobile interface, as well as a web interface. My lab, for example, has around 700 chemicals. So when I need to do an experiment, it's hard for me to look for a chemical. Here is Smarth using Libbie in the lab to look for a chemical. Okay, so here sorry for the audio. So here Smarth asks, where is ammonium acetate to Libbie? And Libbie, with its voice-enabled feature, is able to say, for ammonium acetate, it can be found in N cabinet. Just this voice command, you're able to access information. And besides this, we're able to use the voice feature to log in chemical usage. So that logging in chemical usage can take you to the analytics dashboard and provide you with a plethora of analytics information which is valuable for the lab's expense. For example, cost per product, which chemical has consumed most of the grant, cost per user, which project or which user has consumed most of the grant. Now this can be assimilated to provide a spending trend pattern over weeks, over months, over years. Now this is going to help principal investigators to compare the grants and even compare expenses over years. So the conventional research lab solutions available in market today address very discrete functionalities. There is no holistic digital solution available in market, and Libbie is the only digital solution that addresses the breadth of applications in lab. Also providing a safer working space by giving the user certain valuable safety tips you need while you're at work in the bench.
The global lab information management solution market contributes $1.5 billion annually in expenditure. There are close to 3 million academic research labs globally, and this contributes to a total of $500 million in net annual expenditure per annum. If we're able to target even 5% of this serviceable obtainable market, we would be able to monetize 150,000 academic research labs, generating a potential net annual revenue of $25 million. Today, we have identified 300 research labs that are eager to get their hands on a product like Libbie, and we hope to monetize these 300 research labs that will help us to generate $1.8 million in net annual revenue over the course of 3 years. We understand the complexity of a research lab environment. That's why we cater our business model to all the stakeholders of a research lab environment, from the researchers to the faculty, to be able to drive the value up the value chain. To the researchers, we hope to provide hands-free information access absolutely free of cost. This hands-free information access will help them gain information and streamline their research work in their research environment. To the lab managers and the principal investigators, we hope to provide, through field sales, a subscription-based pricing model at $20 per user per month, providing them with administrative automation as well as key usage and consumption analytics. Moving forward, we hope to partner with the faculties to provide the enterprise model. Today, as I mentioned, we have identified the key test labs who are eager to get their hands on a product like Libbie. Moreover, we have endorsements from globally renowned scientists and from universities such as Harvard University, as well as Lawrence Berkeley Lab, who are eager to drive a product like Libbie in their lab. That's why we're excited to roll out the minimum viable product as well as test the commercial viability by August and reach our targets by December so that we are primed for new market penetration. So what do we need? We need $350,000 in seed investment for our first year, of which 60% would be used for product development, 20% would be used for operations and business development, and 20% would be used for software, hardware, and other contingency costs. By the year 2021, we hope to have reached our target of $1.8 million in net annual revenue, and by the year 2023, we hope to have gone completely viral in the research lab environment, generating a net annual revenue of $5 million, having monetized 100,000 active users. So why us? We're both graduating PhD students who have faced this problem day in and day out in our research environment, and we know the requirement of a product like Libbie in our research environment.
Thank you for your time. We hope you can help us build a smarter future for research labs. We're happy to take questions.
All right, fantastic. So, any questions from the audience? Maybe let me start with one, then you can warm up. So, do you build a virtual assistant?
Sorry?
Are you building a virtual assistant? Do you do hardware? Do you intend to do hardware?
So we're not doing hardware. We're trying to integrate our current solution with currently available virtual assistants, and what we specialize in is providing the domain expertise to optimize and to target a virtual assistant to work in a research lab environment.
Okay, that's smart. What about, in a lab environment and in closed workspaces where your application will have added value? Are you looking at other IoT sensors, and inputs other than voice activation?
Absolutely right. So we're trying to capitalize upon all the current IoT wave and introduce the integrations of these technologies within the lab environment so that we can provide a better solution. So yes, our future does include IoT.
All right. Any question from the audience about the virtual assistants for this environment? Yeah.
Thank you for your presentation. My question is, could you elaborate more, how do you really use your product or service? So let's say you want to search for sodium chloride. So what do you do when you use your product?
So what we're trying to provide is hands-free access to information within the lab environment. So in a lab, we're continuously multitasking, right? So if I need information for a particular chemical inside the lab, I don't really have it easily accessible. I have to take off my personal protective equipment today, go out of the lab, open a computer, open the Excel file, find out where sodium chloride is kept, come back to the lab just to find that sodium chloride is finished. With a product like Libbie, you will be able to get access to this information absolutely hands-free within the lab. So I can ask, as we tried to show in the video, I can ask a question like, hey Libbie, can you tell me where is sodium chloride? And it'll be able to give me insight as to where sodium chloride is kept. I can even get information as to how much sodium chloride on hand do we have. In fact, for more hazardous chemicals like hydrochloric acid, I will also be able to get information, some safety information that usually gets lost in so much multitasking. So this added safety feature will help further enhance the working environment.
So is it correct to say you are moving from like, I just need to key in to my computer up to level to using my voice to really control this?
Sorry, I didn't get your question.
So does it mean, so previously I need to key in all the information, right?
So-
So for now, you're upgrading to using my voice to access the database.
Absolutely. So it's an information retrieval, information access software. So the information, every lab has a inventory. If the inventory is uploaded in a server, Libbie will be able to provide you with that key information in any environment.
Right, yeah, I see. Yeah,
So
thanks.
is it just
Thanks for
a
your question.
passive, I ask question, you answer, and you answer me, or there's a suggestive mechanism there. Libbie knows what's going on. So if I make any mistake, for example, it can help correct me and so on. I mean, now or in the future.
So yes, in the future we hope to include modules such as progress tracking that will even suggest certain ways of doing things, especially when it comes to safety. So if you ask me where is hydrochloric acid, Libbie will be able to tell you hydrochloric acid is in the corrosives cabinet, handle with care, use nitrile gloves. This added piece of information will further enhance the ability of the researcher to perform a safer experiment.
I see. So in other words, voice activation is your way to interact with this, virtual assistant that helps you make sure that everything is safe, sound, and works properly within that environment. Yeah. All right. Fantastic. I think that you have a demo outside that you can show how it works. You're welcome to the booth upstairs and to interact with the team and learn more.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Team Libbie.